Guys, so I wanted to go over a scenario that I've never gone over, and this to me is new territory, and how the narcissist becomes the culmination of who they are. When we both grow up in the narcissistic family unit, the empath is kind of like, well, I'm going to be supply for the narcissist unconsciously, or to a sense, there's consciousness to this. But it's kind of like we need to survive. So we decide that we want to like ultra people please them. And we feel like that's kind of also what their soul needs. We can have sympathy and empathy at a young age. We develop this. And I think that's why we can become like super empaths and people that can really give later on in life. Okay. Because it's cultivated in us so early. We get to experience the emotional field in different ways and deeper ways, because when you're burdened and attacked, it forces you to deal with things in a deeper level. We kind of go that route because our innate spirit is to the development of we're not going to give up our ethics. We have to support, protect our ethical standard, even at innateness or at a young age. We just know that it's very important to us to be healed and to preserve that. Wearing some sort of a mask to some degree, some people would speak on, it's kind of a mask because you're people pleasing. So your mask might be people pleasing, but you do this out of survival. The thing about us is we're not doing it to really, truly manipulate people. We really want to help people, but we would just overdo it. And because of that, it became some sort of a habit for us, or something that we felt comfortable with, or part of us. And that's what we have to build boundaries from and break from. Now, when you get into the scenario with the narcissist, but the narcissist, they go into it, remember, and they become like the narcissist. So they just want to make the narcissist happy, and they want to get validation from them. They just want to be kind of like the narcissist's right-hand man or woman, right? Or child. Is kind of how they kind of go into it. And I mean, I think we do as well, because we're both seeking validation as a child. But in the case of the narcissist, they are kind of like, they don't really, in their innateness, it's almost like they get into a point and a place where it ends up being, now it doesn't maybe start out this way, but it ends up being, but you know, your true innateness will come out. So your true desire is what will come out. That's why I say a lot of times on here, I don't think you change from who you were innately. They are kind of like, what can I get out of it, is what they tend to fall in. You know, their innateness really, truly is probably centered around at the end of the day. Because when they say it's a narcissist daughter and narcissist father, and she wants to get her father's validation, so she begins to do whatever he wants her to do. So they mimic the narcissist, where the empath kind of sees that it's maladaptive, that it's not right, and we hate that. We're willing to go down the road of being the people pleaser, and that gets us in a whole lot of trouble. But it starts, like I said, as a child, and I believe it comes out of innateness. And where the narcissist, they are willing to do whatever it takes to make the narcissist father, if it's a daughter, happy. So they will put on a mask and do exactly what he says at some point, as long as she gets love and affection or validation and feels important. So then let's get into our older years. Our older years get into the point to where now we're, teenagers and adults and stuff. So it's kind of like the narcissist will take the path now of, it's still like a people-pleasing thing, though. That's my point. My point is they're both from a people-pleasing type scenario. So this is where the line is drawn, and you have the empath and the narcissist. And so the empath goes into the people-pleasing, but they're going to preserve their ethics. And they also believe in love, and they know that this person that they're trying to get validation from, their mother or their father, this person. So if it's like, say, two girls, for instance, so this empath girl, daughter, is gonna love their father and people please their father, and do things like that. But they're not going to get their best respect from their father, because their father is going to want somebody who's going to do anything for them, because the father wants to live through their child, right? And so you're an extension of them. So the narcissist actually becomes a true extension of them, to where we kind of reject the extension end of it. Like, we are still detached from them to some degree. And so it's like, think about an arm, to a robot or something, like your arm, and the arm is the, narcissist, the body is the father or whatever. So whatever they say, the arm goes and gets it, and goes and does it. And so this is where the narcissist goes down the evil path, is they will do anything for it. But then when they become more of an adult, they've also been listening to whatever's been conjuring up in that narcissist's head, and they had really no moral ethics. Innately, they were okay with letting go of it. And this is, I think, where they were innately going to go down the bad path anyway. And so as they get older, they get, say, a boyfriend, and this guy is approaching them, and he wants to go out with her. So yeah, she's going to go out with him, right? Because it's validation. And then, so she's going to be hanging out with him for supply, but it's going to be unbeknownst to her. But really what she's thinking to some degree is this guy needs me, so I'm going to please him to some degree, not like in a weird way, but let's just go at it from a generic standpoint. He needs me, and I need to fulfill his needs. So I'm going to, hang out with him. He's going to be my so-called boyfriend, whatever. But then there's going to be another guy that comes along, and he's going to come up. Let's say he comes from the side, he knows she's dating somebody. So then he's like, I like you too. So then she's going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to come see you after I get done over here, and then I'll spend time with you because you need me too. So I'm going to please you. I'm going to people please you because you have needs. And I don't want to go I'm not going like sexual at all. I'm saying just like generically. So you have needs. So I'm going to come hang out with you after. And then there's somebody else. And then there's somebody else, right? So then it gets to a point to where they have 4 people and their father. So 5 people that they need to spread their life about and around, so they can satisfy all of these people of their needs. And to satisfy them of their needs is just their time, their presence, or whatever they can give that way. Just their personality, their charisma, whatever, in their head now. So it's a little kind of crazy, but so that's how it starts. And then they get so used to that, they get to where they need that, and they realize that they have to have that. And if they don't have all those distractions that they've been used to, because they never want to go inside. So they probably focused a lot on their father in the very beginning and trying to get his love. And then it became to where it got split, because they start thinking also, my father is I'm not going to be living with him forever. And they're getting older and stuff like that. So what happens is so then the empath comes around, and, for whatever reason, they meet us, and then we're extra, they probably had people to where, they were just either regular people, or it might have even been used, definitely, because that kind of starts to happen. And now we're getting into things like sexual stuff and all these different favors and things like that. The empath comes around, but then they're kind of they're just like a good individual. They don't expect anything. They're not transactional. And so that's kind of where the narcissist gets transactional, because it's me, I'm giving you me, and that's my transaction. What are you going to give me? So it's I'm giving you my time, but you can't expect me to give you all of my time, and you can't really expect me to give you much of anything, because you're lucky for getting my time with you, because my time is very precious. And I used to hear this from the narcissist too. Even in the very beginning, if you listen and pay attention, a lot of times narcissists will tell you that if they're a busy narcissist, they'll tell you that their time is their most precious commodity. And so you're almost lucky for getting their time. Remember, they always say the narcissist wants to act like they're the exclusive, and you're not. But really, you're the exclusive. But see, they don't really, it doesn't register like that with them. So anyway, they go out with you, but then they realize that you're different because you're genuine. And these other people have been kind of using them, abusing them, being transactional with them, expecting this for this, and their father used to do that. So if you make all A's, I'll take you to another country next semester. And then if you make all A's, I'll take you on another trip and another trip. But you have to make A's or else I'm not going to love you and I'm not going to be transactional with you, meaning give you a gift. So that's how it starts also. They give them gifts. They give them things from the outside, and they treat them nicer, like give them good supply for doing things that supply the father. Like his legacy is that his daughter would be rich and intelligent because he's living through her, and she does everything he tells her to do. And a lot of times you'll find the narrative that he'll break up with his wife, even if they stay together, and then he'll use his daughter as almost like his surrogate wife to some degree in a weird, creepy way. And she'll take care of all of his finances and stuff, but he don't trust his wife, whether he's with her still or not. And the daughter will be so brainwashed, she'll do anything for the hierarchy narcissist, because if there's one person that she did ever want love from, it would be her father. After that, nobody else. So anyway, so then she goes out with you, but then she has 4 or 5 other people here that she has to spend time with. So she's given you a plot, basically like a time in the day to see you, or and you have an appointment basically. So she'll give you an appointment, and then she'll give everybody else an appointment. And then when somebody's like, they all think they're in a relationship with her, or some of them do, and